Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hey, welcome everybody to this new format of recording. I guess it's vlogging, really. But I keep getting questions online on the videos that I make, and I thought one of the ways to answer them would be to just have a quick drive and maybe answer and refer and answer some of those questions. So, question number one that I've gotten recently, the most popular one regarding the cybersecurity roadmap, it's where to start, how to start, when can you start, how many days would it take, and sort of back and forth regarding the whole thing. So the answer is, you can start where the roadmap suggests based on the schedule. And the schedule I've provided is approximately a year, if I recall correctly. What that means is, that's what I think it would take a person who has a lot of free time on their hands to go through the whole process and, do the certifications if they want to, and actually get to the end of it, to the point where they're pretty much ready for a job in 1 calendar year. They could get a job a lot sooner than that. It really depends on your goals. With that being said, I also got a question regarding, well, if somebody's 9 to 5 and they have a full-time job and they're thinking of switching a career maybe, they didn't really say that, but perhaps the guy was thinking of starting up on this program, how long would it take then? How many hours per day? And that again comes back to a simple thing, right? What is your baseline at the moment? Because what decides how long you can spend studying is your baseline. Meaning, if you started studying right now, you put your phone away, put your tech away, and you're right now reading a book, how long would it take before you just can't pay attention anymore? For a lot of people, it's literally 5 to 10 minutes. Other people can go for a full 30 minutes without needing a break, and some can even push off an hour, right? So it's hard to say. What kind of a person are you at this point in time? And where are you at in life in regards to that? So it really comes to how much attention you can pay and what your baseline is. Once you have that established, it also depends how technical are you, or if you're coming from, a background of non-technical work where you're in marketing or sales or finance or possibly HR, something like that, it's going to be a whole lot more work for you compared to someone who's already working as a help desk technician, or they've worked in the field before to some extent. So in short, I think it should really not take more than a year. For those of you that have more time on their hands and can spend more hours per day studying, you can probably do it in 8 months, man. Think of it, it's hardware, networking, Linux, programming, some basic cloud and AI. Learning all of that together can be done in parallel. As long as there's no dependency, you can actually implement whatever you want to in that regard. Meaning that if you're learning hardware, there's no reason you can't learn networking at the same time as a separate class, almost like college classes or university classes. Remember how we used to take those subjects, or maybe you're taking them right now, where you take, programming, HTML, security fundamentals at the same time, plus maybe 2 more, so you're full-time, 12 credit hours, think of 15 even maybe. So you're taking all those classes at the same time, and nothing is stopping you or confusing you back and forth, because they're all different. They're not codependent. It's not a prerequisite to have one to have the other. Now, if you're taking networking 1, if we call it that, you obviously can't take networking 2 at the same time, because 1 is prerequisite to 2. So that's pretty much it. And at the end of the day, I would say the key factor that really, really will speed up your learning and help you retain everything along the way is not just studying hands-on, hands-on, hands-on. You really need to get hands-on with that stuff, man. You want to do the labs. You want to open up the computer. If you own a computer, obviously you want to do it safely so you don't break something and then regret, disassembling it in the first place. But maybe you can buy something cheap online. Even if it's broken, it doesn't have to be working. You can just get a CPU, essentially a tower with a motherboard in it, the CPU, the RAM, the hard drive, the power supply, the VGA card. It could be anything. Just play around with it. Disconnect the CPU, put it back, put the heatsink on top, see where the power cables go, see how the power button and all the little, those cables connect. I even forget where they go at this point in time. But essentially, the battery, how to reset the BIOS and things like that. And just learn about it, the different kind of slots you have. Is it, what kind of RAM you have installed, what kind of hard drive you have, and what are the options available. Things as simple as that. And if you're networking, you can always go with a lab. You can always use, what's it called? A packet tracer online, which is free, I believe. But it's always better to have, like something physical. So if you have like 2 switches in a router, you can play around with that and do your thing. That's what I would recommend in short, is to get your hands dirty, man. And by that, I mean do a lot of hands-on practice along your path. And with all that being done, it should be pretty straightforward and simple. It's not very difficult, really. The key is consistency. Take your time with it, don't rush it, and if you can somehow get a team around you. Get a set of friends, a group of people that are very positive, dedicated, have the same goals as you. And then, you become a team studying together for the same exams, for the same path, for the same boot camp. And I guess it's fair to say that is kind of hard to do in this day and age, man. Everybody's doing something or the other. You'd be surprised the comments I get on TikTok or YouTube. Hey, will you help me hack into my school computer? No, thank you. I mean, seriously? Really? It gets surprising after a point. Like one guy, I think, even asked me to hack into a bank. And I'm like, word? That's the best you could come up with? And you really think that if somebody was that good that they could hack into a bank, they would do it illegally? And if they did, they'd include you? It just, the most bizarre questions out there. So you have to watch out who you group together with. You don't want to just have an anonymous group of friends online who are studying together and all of a sudden, one or two of them go rogue, essentially, and then cause you trouble down the road. So that's a no-no, and you don't really want to do that. But yeah, in short, this is a series I've started, and let's see how it goes. But it's more of a covering some Q&A, tell you what I'm working on these days and what's the plan for the near future. And inshallah, there might be some updates here and there, and it should be pretty fun to do. And I guess the last thing that, since I did mention updates, is I will be creating some new content. One of them is this vlog series. Another is related to AI. I'm really wanting to focus on AI because that's the name of the game, man. I mean, if you wanna get ahead, learn AI. It doesn't matter what field you're in. If you are in IT, if you're in business, finance, marketing, sales, you name it, you need AI. It's just gonna help you at the very least to become a power user and be able to accomplish things so much faster and so much, have so much more time that you can really focus on important stuff. So almost think like the menial tasks that you have can easily be overtaken by AI. You need to write some sort of paper, you need to write some sort of marketing campaign or whatever it is. You can really leverage AI a lot for that. Not just writing, you can do DALL-E 3 images, you can do video now, you can do audio. A lot of that stuff can be done. But either way, that's what I think I want to focus on. Inshallah, next is AI quite a bit, and hopefully make some content in that area. And then obviously cybersecurity, that's what I do really. So we'll be, hopefully I can make some videos on those as well, inshallah. But either way, that's pretty much what's going on. You take care, and we'll talk next time, inshallah. Have a good one.